Vox Populi, the people's voice. Walnut Street Theatre's mission has long been to create art for all. Vox Populi was written on every Walnut playbill in the 19th century, and Walnut Street Theatre has honored that commitment ever since. We are a theatre of the people. As America's oldest theatre, a National Historic Landmark, Walnut Street Theatre is as much a part of the American fabric as the flag, and as much a part of Philadelphia as the Liberty Bell. Edwin Forrest, Edwin Booth, Audrey Hepburn, Katharine Hepburn, Henry Fonda, and the Barrymore family are just a few of the legendary actors who have played the Walnut in productions written by equally legendary American playwrights like Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller and Neil Simon, who developed their work at Walnut Street Theatre as a stop on the way to theatrical history. My name is Bernard Havard, and I'm the producing artistic director of the Walnut Street Theatre. I had long admired the illustrious history of this theatre, but when I was engaged by the Board of Trustees in 1982, I wanted to return the theatre to its roots as a producing company. I'm extraordinarily grateful to the people of our community who swiftly built the Walnut's audience into the largest in the world, with over 45,000 subscribers. At the height of the production season, Walnut Street Theatre employs over 500 people. Walnut Street Theatre creates $30 million in annual economic impact for our community. The Walnut Street Theatre's arts education impacts over 150,000 students each year, over 1 million students in the past 10 years alone. Walnut Street Theatre uses arts education to build better human beings who learn discipline, teamwork, goal orientation, and high standards. Critical skills for success in any field. Fields our students eventually pursue. However, Walnut's renowned arts education program is challenged by the restraints imposed by the physical limitations of the 19th century building. Students study in every nook and cranny, from offices to hallways and even the theatre lobbies. Even the facilities needed to create the productions for our stages are challenged by the cramped rehearsal halls that were created out of found space in the attached office building. The rehearsal rooms are so shallow and short that, like other directors at the Walnut, I must stage any play I direct in sections in order to fit into the space we have. I cannot see the entire play as I have imagined it until the 4 days prior to the first public performance, when we move down into the theatre. In addition, the ceilings are too low for dancers to perform the choreography as designed. All of these issues result in adjustments once the production moves to the theatre. These adjustments are expensive, both in terms of dollars and time, and the artistic impact of our work. Our audiences are all too aware of the single restroom on the ground floor of the theatre. They are likely not aware of the constricted dressing room space backstage, which is the result of several dressing rooms being appropriated for offices for the critical production staff who work on every play. The entrance to the Walnut Street Theatre, located in the attached 825 office building, is cramped and reflects the neighborhood of Walnut Street Theatre when it was last renovated in the late 1960s. The Studio Theatre, located on the third floor of the 825 building, has just 80 seats for almost 3,000 subscribers. The cramped seating requires weeks of performances just to accommodate the demand, creating challenging economics for productions. The small stage means small casts. The lack of production standards in terms of lighting, sound, and sets also affects which plays are selected. While some extraordinary and beloved work is being created in the Studio Theatre, it is an artistic straitjacket which prevents us from realizing our full potential. In 2018, in just 1 year, in a facility that has not been substantially modified in over 50 years, Walnut Street Theatre produced well over 2,000 performances, education programs, rehearsals, meetings, and other functions. We are bursting at the seams and we're not realizing our potential. But there is a solution. Here we see the addition to our buildings in daylight, and here at night, when theatre truly comes alive. Here we can see the addition to the historic building. It is an extraordinary new theatre which will complement the productions that will continue in the historic main stage. The new building will be constructed on the parking lot immediately to the east of the existing Walnut Street Theatre. In this image, the existing theatre is to the left in orange, and the new building is seen here in light blue. In this cross-section, we can see that there is retail space on the ground floor, which will provide an operating income stream for the expanded facility. We can also see the lobby and theatre on the second floor, and new rehearsal rooms on the third floor. The trap room is a theatre term for a room that is underneath the stage, which allows for actors and scenery to move up and down onto the stage by trap doors. Let's walk through the new building. Here we stand at the existing entrance to Walnut Street Theatre. We have now walked into the renovated entrance. The existing historic main stage doors are to the left. The offices are through the doors directly ahead, and the old bank teller-like box office windows and wall have been removed. We have now turned right into the beautiful, welcoming and functional new box office lobby. To the right are two elevators and a grand staircase up to the new theatre. Ahead are doors into the new retail space, and unseen to the left are new restrooms which will serve the historic main stage theatre. We have now come up the elevators and we are in the new theatre lobby, which features a bar and concessions. We can see part of the historic timeline of the Walnut Street Theatre on the wall ahead. These murals, as well as the theatre in the round behind it, are an homage to the Walnut Street Theatre's original design as an equestrian circus. As we turn around in the theatre lobby, we can see the gift case, elevators, and stairs. To the right in the image, we can see a sample representation of the wall which will honor the donors to the expansion project, the people of our community who made this possible. Finally, the heart of the expansion project, the new 400-seat theatre in the round, which will be finally able to provide the artistic resources and audience comfort that does not exist in the third-floor studio theatre. The production facilities will allow Walnut Street Theatre the full range of artistic expression expected by our audience and artists. The audience enters at stage level and walks up to their seats. There's not only ample accommodation for any customers who require easy access to their seats, but at the top level there is also a musician's loft to accommodate musicals. A sophisticated grid system for lighting, which eliminates the need for costly and time-consuming ladders, has been designed for the most efficient operation of the theatre possible. Most importantly, this theatre in the round, the only permanent theatre of its design in the city, allows for the creation of what we call theatre of the mind, where the audience's imagination is part of the production. Minimal sets and props creates not only a true actor's theatre, but also engages the audience, since the intimacy of the theatre connects not only the actors to the audience, but the audience to each other across the stage. There is a no more exciting and involving theatre. We have now moved upstairs to the third floor, where we see the rehearsal room for the main stage theatre. As you can see, there is ample room and ceiling height for the large productions our audiences have come to love in the 1809 theatre. We have now entered the other rehearsal room designed to serve the new theatre in the round in the new building. Not only are the rehearsal rooms appropriately sized, but the glass walls facing Walnut Street will create life and light along the street as the busy building bustles from morning into the evening. The expansion program relocates rehearsals out of the existing building, which will allow for the creation of an education center with the capacity to meet the growing needs of our students. The new building provides welcoming lobbies and critically needed additional accessible restrooms for the existing historic theatre. Proper rehearsal halls will finally meet the standard for production of our plays and musicals. Moving production offices into the new building will allow Walnut Street Theatre to convert the existing production offices back into dressing rooms, finally providing enough space for our artists on the main stage. The new theatre in the round will meet the standards and expectations of the artists and audiences of the Walnut Street Theatre, with appropriate production standards and provisions for audience comfort and artistic flexibility. Realizing our potential, serving the customers who come to see our productions and the artists who create them, these are the ambitions of the Walnut Street Theatre Expansion Project. With ongoing love and respect for our enduring past, we turn to the future as we build a theatre for the people. We live here. The future lives here.